Hey everybody, today's video I'm going to share with you the 7 worst things about living in Franklin, Tennessee, and I'm getting after it right now. Welcome back everybody, I'm Greg Spackman. I'm with the Living in Nashville, Tennessee channel. So if you want to learn everything about what it's like to live here, eat here, sleep here, play here, then click the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I do new videos. I've been getting a ton of people that are just like you that are reaching out to me about making that move to the Nashville and especially to the Franklin, Tennessee area, and I absolutely love it. So if that's you, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you about your journey here to Nashville. The 7 worst things about living in Franklin, Tennessee. Number 1 on the list is bugs, spiders, snakes, creepy crawlers, all of that you're going to see in the Franklin area. So living in Franklin, Tennessee, we found out that you're going to need to hire some sort of exterminator to come in and spray quarterly, twice a year, something like that for bugs and spiders. Snake-wise, you're just going to have to call somebody and have them remove them. Most of the snakes you see are very friendly snakes. They aren't there to cause a problem. They're like the rats type snakes. And so those aren't really an issue for the most part. But however, you can get some snakes that are a problem. Know that that can be remedied. You just call somebody and they can handle that for you. And then as far as spiders go, from what I understand, the spiders are a big problem because you aren't spraying for your bugs. So if you spray for your bugs, you're not going to have as big of a spider population because there's nothing for them to eat. And they'll just move on to one of your neighbors and go to their house. So that would be my recommendation, just to have your house sprayed. You're also going to have mosquitoes, and mosquitoes can be a big problem. They really seem to like my children and my wife more than they like me. For whatever reason, I don't get bitten by them, but you have stuff that you can do, some candles, you can spray for them. They make other devices that you can use to remedy some of the mosquito population. One plus side to all the bugs, spiders, snakes, everything is that is in the fall, they all go away. So from fall until spring, all the bugs, all of that go away, and you don't end up having any sort of an issue for about 6 months of the year. It also means you don't have to mow your yard for 6 months of the year as well. So that's super cool. And so that's number 1 on the list. The number 2 worst thing about living in Franklin, Tennessee is all the rain that you're going to get. So while it rains about 52-ish inches a year in Franklin, and it does snow about an inch a year, which is awesome. But it seems to rain like multiple times a week, and there's weeks where it'll rain like every single day. Sometimes it's multiple inches, sometimes it's just a little bit. It just varies on how it rains, but that was one of the things that made it not so great in my eyes coming from the West Coast, where it didn't rain very often, but raining here, it just rains all the time. So you need to be aware of that. One cool thing about the rain and it raining all the time is that everything is so green, and they never seem to have some water shortage or problem with water because of all the rain. So that's number 2 on the list. The number 3 worst thing about living in Franklin is your nightlife options. There are some bars that are open late and they are fun, and we've been to some of those. However, most of your nightlife you're going to be going up into Nashville to get. You're going to be going up off Broadway, go watching a Predator game, and then going to all the bars afterwards is one of the coolest things that you can go do, and especially going to catch an NFL football game as well with the Titans. All of that is up in the downtown Nashville area. So while that's 20-ish minutes away, just know that nightlife in Franklin it's not so much a great nightlife area. I don't believe there's any sort of clubs that you can go to, just some bars that are open late, and they do play music, which is awesome. And so that's number 3. Number 4 on the list has just gotten worse and worse and worse. When we moved to Franklin in 2013, traffic wasn't such a big deal. You could get around all throughout the day, other than like the rush hour types, like 8 to 8:15, and then like 5 to 5:30 in the afternoon. Other than those times when we first moved to Franklin, there wasn't any sort of issue with traffic. And so as every year more and more people have moved to Franklin or just the greater Nashville area, it's just made traffic worse and worse and worse. So just know that getting around Franklin itself, there are streets and like McCatcher that you're going to go on that have traffic, and some of the other roads are going to have traffic on them, and it'll take you 10 or 15 minutes longer than it should take you. Like if you're going at 9 p.m. at night, there's absolutely no traffic and you can get all over Franklin really, really quickly. But if you're trying to do it during the rush hour times, it just takes you that extra minutes. The number 5 thing on the list, and this has just gone out of control, is the housing market. And Franklin has just boomed. The amount of price for homes is just skyrocketed. We've seen like tremendous growth, double prices for most of the things. New construction homes are, in the 800,000, and then that's only in a few subdivisions, and then roughly you're looking at over $1 million to buy a new construction home. Some of them are even over $2 million. So Franklin has just gotten really, really expensive. I'm going to show you right now on my website, thespackmangroup.com, what some of the home prices are currently. And if you want to register there, that would be awesome. Just shoot me a text or an email. Let me know you're looking from YouTube, as that would be super helpful. All right, so here we are on my website. And as you can see, here's some of the prices. You got a 7-bedroom, 10-bath home on 45 acres for $10 million. You got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 5.71 acres for 4.3. So they're looking at that for some sort of new construction home. Seems a little high priced to me. 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 1.7. 2.2 here for this one, 1 million for this home, 1.1, 865 for this home in McKay's Mill. That's where we first moved when we relocated to Franklin, to McKay's Mill. McKay's Mill is awesome. It has its own Publix grocery store, which is amazing. Has a really cool pool and clubhouse that you can use, exercise equipments, and then this huge Olympic type size swimming pool. And that was super cool for us to enjoy. $644,000 for a 3-bedroom townhome. $1,089,000 for this 5.3. That one's coming soon, so that would be a good one for you to get in touch with. Cottonwood Estates is a little tucked in area on the west side of Franklin. $649,000 for this one. 1.1 for this home. Here's a brand new one, 1.3. And as you can see, 2.4, 695, 873, 855, 1.8. So really it just depends on what your budget is and how many bedrooms, baths, square footage, where you want to live in Franklin. And Franklin has some cool areas that a lot of people don't know about. And that's one of the things that when you reach out to me, I can share with you some of these other neighborhoods that you wouldn't necessarily know about. And we can talk about, where you're going to be working or enjoying or playing, that sort of thing, and then get you placed in the right part of Franklin or any other city. So that gives you a decent idea of what some of the housing prices are in Franklin, what it's going to cost you, whether you want new construction, all of that. Number 6 on the list is the risk of tornadoes. Back in 1988, Franklin had an EF4 tornado that hit. And they did have a smaller one that came through part of Franklin that went into Brentwood, went right by my KW office. It took the sign off of our KW office and some other shrapnel. Didn't do any sort of major damage, really just took people's trees up and that sort of thing. But you need to know about the risk of tornadoes if you're moving here to Franklin or Middle Tennessee in general. And there are things that you can do. For instance, we've had people put a freestanding structure in the garage, so it does eat into your garage space, and that gives you a secure place for you to go in your garage. We've had people dig up underneath the garage and some stairs down and have a shelter underneath the garage. And then the third way that we've seen people deal with tornadoes was one of our clients bought a home and the master bedroom closet was turned into a tornado shelter. So we didn't really realize this when we bought the home, but we found out on the inspection that it had that, and then we did a bunch of research on it, and that's a cool way as well, since it doesn't really eat into your garage at all or cause any issue there, and it's super quick to get to because it's in the master bedroom closet. So that's number 6, the risk of tornadoes. And while it is a risk and you should know about it, they don't happen very often in the Middle Tennessee area. They have happened up in Nashville, Mount Juliet, Lebanon, all the way that path direction, but they haven't really hit Franklin. Number 7 thing on the list is allergies. So if you have allergies like I do, then you will find that Franklin isn't the best area for allergies. There are treatments that you can go to. I recommend going to like an allergy center or your doctor and talking about what options they recommend, what seemed to work best for me. And when I would get allergies, which would happen typically in the spring when they would start doing all the farming and tilling all the dirt and everything that gets into the air. Seemed to cause a problem for me. And then in the fall time when they would harvest everything else and the land ready for the next spring, all of that. So that would cause an issue for me. And what seemed to work best was Flonase number 1, and then like a little blue Claritin pill for number 2. And so taking both of those seemed to cause my allergies not to be really, really bad at all. The worst thing was I would feel like hazy or like my head was cloudy, and so I couldn't focus as much, and that's what I had to deal with for the most part. But having a runny nose is not all that great when you're trying to deal with clients on Zoom or anything like that. And so allergies are going to be something you're going to have to deal with if you suffer from them. And we are in like what is one of the worst areas in the nation for allergy sufferers, but you can treat it. So that's why that's number 7 on the list. And then I decided to add a bonus thing for you, and that's public transportation, and that's awful in Franklin. You have rideshare, busing, Uber and Lyft, and friends. That's pretty much it, or else you're using the Heel Toe Express to get around. So just know that we don't have any sort of rail system, light rail system, any sort of real public transportation in Franklin, and hopefully they will add that at some point in the future. Thank you for watching my video today on the worst things about living in Franklin, Tennessee. If I can help you in any way make that move here to Franklin or any city in Middle Tennessee, we'd love to talk to you more about it. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and happy journeys.